All right, now that we have the adapter plate mounted, now it is time to install the flywheel. This is the part number, what I have. It's a Valair, and this is specifically for the NV5600, so there's the part number. They do have a QR code for the directions and all that. I have already read all of that, but let's take a look at it. Comes nicely packed. This thing is heavy. On the package, it said that this whole package weighs 62 pounds, so it is quite heavy. As you can see, you know, I know these flywheels come with like an oil on them to keep them, you know, from rusting and all that, but this one has a very small amount of surface rust on there, so I don't know if they forgot to, you know, cover this one or what, but I mean, this hasn't been, you know, since I've had it, it hasn't been outside at all, but you can definitely see there is some surface rust on this one. So you know, I still will, you know, spray this down with some brake cleaner and wipe it down really good. Hopefully that will get just this surface rust off. I mean, I may need to go over it real quick with a very fine Scotch-Brite pad. Probably will do that, just a really fine one. But anyways, here it is. It comes with the pilot bearing pre-installed, and it also looks like they have already installed the pressure plate hardware. So it looks like I have some new pressure plate hardware, but then also they give you a bag of new flywheel bolts as well. So definitely we'll be using these flywheel bolts. Looks like there's some washers in there as well. But yeah, flywheel bolts and washers. So anyways, this is a very, very, very heavy flywheel. Very heavy. So what I have is in the toolkit that I bought to remove and install the rear main seal, it came with these two headless studs, and these go right into the flywheel bolts on the block or the crank of the truck. So I'm going to install these two studs and then mount the flywheel onto these studs, because I think that that will be a lot safer for me, you know, because I just have me, I don't have two people doing this job. So then the flywheel can at least be, you know, stable on the block of on the back of the block of the truck. So anyways, let me get under the truck and get this thing mounted. Well, here I am, the adapter plate, and here's the crank with the two studs threaded all the way in as far as they can go. We got a fresh Cummins rear main seal in, and right beside me, a 62-pound brand new flywheel with provided hardware that is slightly rusted. I'll have to go over that with a Scotch-Brite finishing pad, and then of course some brake clean. But also I want to take a look at this hardware that they provide. These are new flywheel bolts and washers. 12.9, that's a heavy duty bolt right there. 12.9. all right, so I'm gonna have to somehow get this 62-pound flywheel up there while I sit here Indian style in this very cramped space, as the transmission and jack are directly behind me. So I have very limited room. I'm doing this in my driveway. Here we go. All right, I have already sprayed the flywheel down thoroughly with some brake clean. I decided to go over it a couple times before I am gonna mount this. All right, I have it in position. See if I can get this heavy thing up here. Here we go. I gotta reposition because there's no way. All right, I just turned it a little bit and it fit. Man, this thing is so heavy, so hard to get on here. I already went over it a couple times with brake clean. I thought it would be better, you know, spraying it outside of the of the truck out there. I think it would just be a little bit easier for me. I could see it better, and it wouldn't splatter all over me because I'm having to be so close to it, so face to face. I went ahead and did it outside of underneath the truck. So next I have some Loctite thread locker. This is blue. They do recommend using at least well, they recommend using red, but if you don't have red, then they said you can at least use blue. So that's what I have. I'm just going to use some blue Loctite thread locker. So on all these bolts here, I'm just going to put this blue Loctite, and that's a good idea. Looks like I got a little bit too much on this one, but that will do. All right, I'm just going to get in all these bolts. And then once I get in a couple bolts, I can take out these studs right here, because those studs are supporting it. Man, let me tell you, those studs, I don't think there is a way with my limited amount of room in this space. I don't think I would be able to mount this and then put a bolt in there. 100% for me, that would be a two-person job on the ground. Now, if this truck was on a lift, that would be a different story. You'd have some working room and you'd be able to use some more of your strength. But down here, just crouched down, these studs were a real lifesaver. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get these bolts threaded in with this blue Loctite. All right, guys, I have all of the bolts threaded in as far as I can go hand tight. I do have the blue thread locker on there, but also take a look right there. I have my Cummins engine barring tool right there. I have it attached to my long 1/2-inch breaker bar, and that is going to lock the flywheel in place to where this will not rotate as I am torquing these bolts down. Now, I will have a link in the description to that barring tool if you'd like to purchase it off of Amazon. But anyways, let me go ahead and get these torqued down. They do go to 101 foot-pounds, but I'm going to go in a star pattern, and I'm going to first do them to 50 foot-pounds, and then I will do the final 101. So I'm going to step it a little bit. By the way, this blue Loctite sets in 20 minutes, so you want to have all this ready so you are ready to torque it down after you apply that blue Loctite. 50 foot-pounds, just going to go in a star pattern. All right, now that I have all those torqued down to 50 foot-pounds, I'm going to go ahead and change my torque setting to the 101 foot-pounds. You don't have to step it like this, but I am, just because it makes me feel a little bit better about it. But anyways, here we go, 101 foot-pounds. All right, that is all of them torqued down to 101 foot-pounds. I'm going to go all the way around just one more time just to make sure they're all still at 101. And that looks like we successfully torqued down our brand new flywheel. All right, guys, here is the part number of the clutch kit that I got. This is an OEM equivalent. This is a single disc organic, and I wanted this one for the ease of daily driving. I don't pull super heavy, so I don't need, you know, a Kevlar or, you know, a heavy duty clutch. So this is the one I went with, and also the price was right. I believe this was just a little bit over 300 bucks, so not bad at all. Here is the organic disc right there. It says Valère flywheel side, so that's nice. I'm gonna bring this over. Looks like it's very high quality. Everything looks good on it. I'm gonna set this to the side right there. We can raise this. And here is the pressure plate. Looks good. Of course, it comes with the throwout bearing, which Valair throwout bearings are known for being very high quality, very good throwout bearing, and of course our much needed clutch alignment tool, and then a new pilot bearing. Since I bought the flywheel from them, if you buy the flywheel from Valair or buy a Valair flywheel, then it does already include the pivot bearing or pilot bearing already in there, so that's nice. Anyways, all this looks to be very high quality. I will of course brake clean the pressure plate side. This end right here, I will throw some or spray some brake clean on that, get that all clean and ready for installation. So anyways, I think we should get to it. I will need to get this clutch alignment tool out first, and then we can start installing this new pressure plate and organic disc. Okay, so before you install your organic disc and your pressure plate, you want to put it on the input shaft of the actual transmission. So you just want to make sure that it glides in and out very well and you don't get any, you know, snags or anything like that. I have cleaned the inside of the transmission right here, and you know, I cleaned all this up, but after I install the clutch disc and the pressure plate, I am going to turn my attention to the actual transmission. We'll be replacing the pivot ball, and I also have a new carrier, so I'm going to be taking all this off, putting a new carrier on, and using a special type of sealant all the way around here, so stay tuned for that. I'm also going to get like a Scotch-Brite pad and just get in the grooves of this input shaft and really just clean this up. Just a fine, you know, grit polishing pad. Even some fine grit sandpaper would work, but you definitely want these grooves and this input shaft to be very, very clean. Then we can clean it up with some brake clean and add a very, very, very light coat of high temperature grease to the input shaft here. So anyway, stay tuned for that part of it. But while we're setting up this organic disc, I did want to, you know, mention that you should at least try to put it on your input shaft and make sure that it glides on there and, well, it actually fits. So there we are with that. Now we can turn our attention to mounting it on the flywheel. All right guys, here is the organic disc. You do not have to spray this with any sort of brake clean. You actually want to handle this with some just clean gloves. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount it like that. And then I'm going to take my alignment tool. We're going to put it on there. The flat side of the organic disc goes towards the flywheel, like that. Okay, so it's going to go like that. Okay, so that's going to hold itself there. So now I can go get the pressure plate. All right, so I have already cleaned the pressure plate with some brake clean. So now I have a pressure plate bolt. This is very heavy as well. It's not as heavy as the flywheel, but it's very heavy. So this is gonna be fun. Oh man, I may need 2 people to do this. All right, now that I have this thing at least mounted, I have the bolts in, but they're just like finger tight. I'm going to go ahead and take each bolt out and apply just a little bit of this thread locker blue to each bolt. There's a total of 8 of them, and then I'm going to torque them to spec in a star pattern. So that's the next step. Now we are ready to torque down these to spec. We are going to go in a crisscross pattern. The alignment tool goes in there. Easy in and out. Kind of pushed up while I was tightening these down. It's no longer moving, so that's good. So now I have my torque wrench set to 24 foot-pounds. That's what 8 of these pressure plate bolts get torqued down to. All at 24 foot-pounds. All right, looks good. Hey guys, this was part 6 of 11, so be sure to tune in next week and we will continue on with part 7. I'll also have a playlist of videos of my Ram 2500 with the 5.9 Cummins, so be sure to check that out, and I'll see you next week with the part 7. Thanks for watching.